All right. This is the most joyous morning because out of about 13 games, I have finally beat Yig. Let's see if I can recap what went down. All right, so our first mystery was this Kinyan unearthed, and luckily I had Jim Culver as one of my starting investigators. And Jim, of course, starts on space 6. So he was right there. And on his first turn, he managed to get a Eldritch token on the card. And as you can see, you need half of the investigators, which I had 4. So I needed 2 Eldritch tokens on that card. I also had Finn Edwards, who I believe he starts in. Where does he start? American Metropolis, Space 5. So he was able to get down to Space 6 eventually, and either he or Jim finished off that mystery. At the same time, they were racking up items and artifacts, which I've since lost, but I had, what did I have? What did they gain? They gained the twin scepters. Where did I put it at? They're over here. I don't know where it's at, but he had the twin scepters. Oh, you know what happened? Jim died or is crippled with it, so it's in that bag there. I need to move him to a city space, so there we go. I'll put him in Shanghai. But anyway, they started loading up on items and artifacts. They all went into debt. They were getting items, and it helped because the next mystery was the winged serpent, which is the feathered flying snake thing, and it appears in Tokyo. So I had 4 guys over there battling it. And Finn, he had, I think it was the Kopesh of the Abyss, and 2 strength, -2, I believe, on the epic monster. Yeah, -2. But he was able to lay down 4 hits on the monster when it already had 2 hits. This epic monster here. Damn. And they beat it. Woohoo! Then my third mystery was the migration of serpents, and you have to resolve a research encounter. You may spend 1 clue the investigator gained from that encounter and place it on this card. We needed 4 of those to equal the number of investigators to solve this mystery. They were able to do it, and there was a hairy moment here where I had Himalayas and Shanghai gates open, and the Omen track was moving down to the red spot, as you could see it did on the last turn. But we had those open as well. And what was I going to say? Oh, this thing, Eye of the Storm. It was an ongoing rumor in London, and we were down to 1 Eldritch token. And if it gets removed, then the investigators lose the game. Well, I had Finn Edwards up there after Jim had become crippled, and he needed to close that gate. So he had a bunch of stuff. He had 2 focus tokens. He used the cat burglar when he was able to roll a 6, and he acquired the map of the ley lines, which would allow him to re-roll 1 die during an otherworld encounter. As well, he had the lucky talisman, where he could re-roll all his dice. And there was something else. I had to get rid of items. Let's see. I think it might have been the lantern. He had also had the lantern. So I had all these chances to re-roll. And I think it was a lower roll, -1. So I was only rolling 1 die. But he was able to get it, close the gate. He had a clue. He spent it. And we were able to put an Eldritch token back on the rumor. When Jim passed away, or when he was crippled, I keep saying passed away, but when he was crippled, I brought in Trish Scarborough. As you can see her there, she starts on space 16. She was going to go in with her clue because her ability allows her to gain a clue if she doesn't have one. So I was going to have her go in and deal with that to close this gate, possibly, to stave off this rumor from losing the game for us. But unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention. The color out of space, you just resolve the will test, and then you have to roll a 5 or 6 to defeat the monster. So she didn't have much of a chance. I think I rolled a 1 or a 2. So she wasn't able to do it. What's this? This warlock arrived later. He arrived, I'm not sure how he got there. I can't recall how he got there. But anyway, that was that. Then we had Tommy Muldoon come down from Tokyo, And on his next turn, he went into Antarctica. And I believe he was rolling one die as well. No, he had 2 dice. It was a lore test. And I had a focus token. He spent it with the Mysterious Tome when he was able to re-roll up to 2 dice instead of 1. And he was able to get, I think he got 2 successes on that. It was 2 successes rather than 2 fails from his previous roll. He was able to secure the last token. And then the last mythos was this Weight of Avarice. Each investigator discards half of his item possessions and he loses 1 health for each item possession he has. So that was that. Victory, finally, against Yig. Oh, the other rumor was this nightmare one, the twin spawn of Cthulhu, which brings out Nyctosa on Space 12 and Nyctalhu on Space 18. I didn't even deal with them. I wasn't even going to worry about it. If those Eldritch tokens were removed, then the investigators would all lose 6 sanity. Basically, they'd all just be insane. But luckily, this one came first and this one, so I wasn't too worried. I knew I had some time before I had to either spend some clues, have 2 clues to put a token on, right? Or no, to prevent a token from being discarded. So I had a little bit of time on that. I wasn't sweating that as much. This sucker was a nightmare, though. I looked up and I completely forgot I had to deal with that. I was so engrossed in getting the clues for this that I forgot. And like I said, he was our only chance to close that gate, or to put one more rumor on there. Actually, I should take these off right there. That's how it would have went. There you go. Because I had a reckoning effect on this last Mythos card. So there you have it. A sweet victory against Yig. A sweet victory. And really, I mean, it came down to the lucky random drawing of investigators with Jim Culver being at Space 6. And of course, I didn't get the Serpent Crown mystery. I had a pretty straightforward mystery with this one, where you have to encounter, you pull the special mystery cards, and you have to put 2 Eldritch tokens on that. This was just a beat down on a monster. And this one, again, was just another run around, find some clues, and get 4 of them and end the game. I'll make sure I did it all right. Yeah, 1 clue you gain from the encounter and place that clue on this card. At the end of the Mythos phase, if there are clues on this card equal to 4, solve this mystery. So there you go. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. It's been a long time coming, but I made it happen. I finally beat Yig. Yeah, I beat you, buddy. I beat you. Of course, there's these monsters still swimming around out in the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean or whatever. No, Atlantic and Indian Ocean, I think. But hey, that wasn't the condition to win the game. Here we go. I'll check the score in a minute.